My husband passed away 16 years ago from cancer. He was aged 33 and I was left with his 3 children, aged 2, 5 and 7. Sorry. This is my Lily. How do you tell 3 children that they've lost their father?
Dad's going into a hospital for a while, a hospice, and you need to come and say goodbye. My dad's name was Alan Matty. He was 40 years old when he died.
I was 11 when I lost my dad, and then 13 when I lost my little brother. You know, he's my little brother. He was so cool. He's just so full of energy. His kids are going up to 5. He's just a bundle of joy. He was always so happy. Yeah, man, I miss him so much. Sorry.
The doctor said it was quick and that it would have been like turning a light switch off. But turning that light switch off for him was a blessing, but for us, it was opening up a whole different world.
When I was 4, my dad died of a heart attack. I was seeing all the other kids with their dads and their mums, and it was like, I don't have that, which was quite hard. Sorry.
It's my mum that got run over.
We were in a great deal of shock at the time. We left the house that day, a family of 3, and we got driven home by the police that night, just the 2 of us. I didn't know how to grieve. I didn't know how endless that was going to feel.
Still don't.
True story.
I lost my son 2 years ago. He was facing depression and he decided to end his life. He texted me in the afternoon. I was out with my daughter shopping. The way he said that, "Mum, I'm ending my life. I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry." I had phoned up a few friends, my neighbours, to break down the door, but it was too late. He was just gone.
I saw my dad on the sofa and on the floor. My dad had a heart attack. I carried on going to school, and then everything started to change. And at that time I started to develop a stutter, and I'd sometimes be waking up crying, having nightmares, night terrors and things.
I heard screaming, so I just woke up and Mummy was just telling me and Lulu to get dressed as quick as we could. I just didn't really know what to do. I kind of just got really upset and sat on the sofa. Mummy said that the reason he died is because he had a problem with his heart.
For a very long time, for about 8 years, our mother had breast cancer. She couldn't fight it for much longer, and last year she passed away. All the light that was inside me just shattered and crumbled.
It made me very sad, and I didn't like talking, and I like being by myself a lot of the time. So I haven't realised it yet. What I think is my dad's off on a holiday, and that's all I think. If I could, I would tell my dad, I love you.
14 weeks ago, I lost my sister to breast cancer. 15 days later, I lost my husband to ischemic heart disease. So dealing with a double loss of 2 incredibly important people in my life.
I think the most important thing for anybody going through any tragedy is that they're not alone. My husband hated having his photo taken, and this is quite soon after he was first diagnosed.
He was an angel in disguise, that's how I would describe him. He could have done a lot in life, he would have succeeded. I felt that I needed to do something for myself and my daughter. And that's where Grief Encounter stepped in and helped us. She's made friends with other bereaved children and they understand what she's actually going through.
You're not strong enough as a human to deal with bereavement on your own. the amount of overwhelming complex emotions that you go through. There was a lot of anger, a lot of denial. I think talking about it and coming to somewhere where you can open up is so vital.
I was hiding my grief because I thought my pain was so painful, I didn't want my kids to feel it. Those doors open to Grief Encounter and you think, oh my goodness, this is just unreal. This happens to so many people. We still have our ups and downs. Sometimes it's a little wave and sometimes it's like a tsunami, but Grief Encounter's still there for us, and this is 12 years down the line.
The hardest step of your grief process is seeking help, and I did see darkness at a point in my life, but then thanks to Grief Encounter, I feel like my life is full of light and happiness. Grief Encounter are there and they're providing an incredible service.
It's a place where I could be free and I could talk and I could cry, but I could also laugh. I could play with my friends, and I built connections with people that I could never have done. And I've had experiences of remembering my dad in such a special way.
What Grief Encounter's really done for me is help me understand how to help him. It means reassurance, it means peace of mind, it means support when he needs it.
Grief Encounter help you through your rough times in life, and we do fun days and we have fun, but at the same time you get to express yourself and tell people what you're feeling, and it really helps. When you're in Grief Encounter, you feel like you're not alone and you're not the only one.
I think that it helps pretty much everyone feel better about themselves, and not like it was their fault that something different happened. That doesn't happen to most people. Now I know that it helped me find my voice again.
It helps me to stop being sad. With Grief Encounter, I've been doing the choir activities and I've been going to sessions, and we do arts and crafts, which helps me a lot.
I had 3 children grieving, but each one needed something completely different. They're so young and it's not fair. They shouldn't be those kids that have to grow up without their dad. They have had to experience too much too soon. I can't do anything about that, but Grief Encounter have helped us enormously. They've helped us learn to live.
They've given me so much already, and I know that going forward it doesn't just stop overnight. As long as I need them there, they'll be there for me and for my girls and for the rest of the family, and that's a massive comfort.
Grief Encounter are the specialists in knowing how to help people learn to live their lives with grief.